No, Brian or no.
From my bracket, I have
Villanova is garbage.
Yes, it is.
Boy!
from my bracket, I have Villanova going all the way, and
Yeah,
I want
you're
Villanova going all
trash.
the way. Oh, I'm trash.
Yeah.
You are
UNC's
trash.
going all the way.
I'm trash.
UNC's
you are trash.
Whoa, what is this now? 3 against 1?
Yeah.
Villanova's
All right, gentlemen, time to get class started. Do me a favor, everybody facing forward. Drew, put your phone away. In a seat, please. We're going to get back to mice and men. We're going to pick it up on page 60. Page 60 is right where we left off when Candy has his dog, and then they're going to start discussing whether or not it is time to deal with Candy's dog in some way. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, please follow along. On page 60. Okay, this is Candy. He's in the bunkhouse talking with the guys, and Carlson comes in and starts to talk about the effect his dog is having on the workplace. Candy rolled to the edge of his bunk. He reached over and patted the ancient dog, and he apologized. I've been around him so much, I never notice how he stinks. Well, I can't stand him in here, said Carlson. That stink hangs around even after he's gone. He walked over with his heavy-legged stride and looked down at the dog. Got no teeth, he said. He's all stiff with rheumatism. He ain't no good to you. Candy, he ain't no good to himself. Why don't you shoot him, Candy? The old man squirmed uncomfortably. Well, hell, I had him so long, had him since he was a pup. I herded sheep with him, he said proudly. You wouldn't think to look at him now, but he was the best damn sheep. Stephen?
Why doesn't he just wash the dog?
Why doesn't he just wash the dog?
Yeah, you know how like you can wash the dog
Because
if
then-
it smells so bad.
then the
Why doesn't he
dog-
wash the dog?
Because
See,
then
the
the
problem is the dog's old. You can't wash off old.
I mean, there's plastic surgery.
It's rheumatism.
Are you an idiot? This is the 1920s, you fool.
Who's gonna get plastic
Steven,
surgery?
it's the
for a dog?
1930s. There was no plastic surgery, of course.
Oh my god.
Still learning.
Okay. All right, back to the text. Gentlemen, please. Thank you. George said, I seen a guy in Weed that had an Airedale could herd sheep. Learned it from the other dogs. Carlson was not about to be put off. Look, Candy, this old dog just suffers himself all the time. If I was to take him and shoot him right in the back of the head, he leaned over and pointed, right there. Why, he'd never know what hit him. Candy looked around unhappily. No, he said softly, I couldn't do that. I had him too long. You have a question, Ivy? You stretching?
Oh, no, I'm stretching.
Stretching, all right.
Yeah, what can you stop?
Mr. Wallach, is there a problem?
No, there isn't.
I'm hearing a lot of laughing over there.
Just interested in the story.
Okay, let's keep it that way.
Okay.
Now, he don't have no fun, Carlson insisted, and he stinks to beat hell. Tell you what, I'll shoot him for you. Then it won't be you that does it. Candy threw his legs off his bunk. He scratched the white stubble whiskers on his cheek nervously. I'm so used to him, he said softly. I had him from a pup. Well, you ain't being kind keeping him alive, said Carlson. Look, Slim's big. One of the major themes. Is there a problem, Mr. McGill?
No,
Is there something funny?
there's not a smell.
What's funny?
I don't know, something in this
Gentlemen,
room
do me a
smells.
favor,
Smells
let's-
like Wallach.
Let's try and approach this subject with a little bit of maturity. Thank you very much. All right, I want to go back to the word bitch as used in this book. Remember, one of the major themes in Of Mice and Men is that society does not value women. Although in this speech, we're not talking about women, we're definitely not talking about Slim's wife. Okay, John Steinbeck's careful choice of word to use in this novel comes down to the word bitch. What do we normally associate with that word?
Women.
Right, it's a derogatory term for females.
Or someone-
So in this particular instance, even though we're not talking about females, John Steinbeck knows in his readers' minds, as they're going through this, they're going to be taken aback a little bit, just like you guys were, by the use of that word. You're supposed to notice that it's kind of a bad word to throw in there. And you're supposed to recognize that it is usually applied to females. Any other questions?
Well, the word, it's not really a question, it's more like a, I guess.
Just spin.
Yeah, just like the word B
Right.
is not, said as a female dog now these days,
That is correct.
If you call somebody a B, you're basically calling them
A wuss.
a wuss,
That is correct.
which is, yeah.
Also inappropriate
Yeah.
to drop in the classroom.
Yeah, you can't just be going around saying the B word.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some people, some friends that,
Get louder.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, It seems to me that so far, you aren't able to handle this lesson. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen right now. We're going to try and go back to the book. Okay? And if it's not working, we're going to come up with an alternative.
Do something.
I'm sorry, Mr. McGill.
Oh, I didn't say anything. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Mr. McGill.
I was
It sounded like you said do something.
You want to step up, Beamer?
Mr. McGill, this is an English class. This is not an excuse. This is Stephen McGill stand-up comedy hour. So I would appreciate it if you would keep your comments.
Look at that haircut.
Are we on the same page, Mr. McGill?
Yeah, right,
Thank you.
Smith.
Gentlemen, do not egg him on.
Okay.
Okay, going back to the book. Let's go with Ivory. What were we just discussing? What scene were we just reading?
About the dog has puppies.
The dog has puppies.
No, the what's his face?
What's his face?
Candy. His
Okay,
dog just had
speaking
puppies.
of Candy, what role does Candy play in the novel? What role does he fulfill? What's his demographic?
That's the old guy.
Well, thank you, Ivory. Yes.
And it's not Kenny's dog that's having the puppy.
It's that.
I thought his dog was old.
Slim's dog.
Slim's dog had a
If you were paying attention, you would know.
Mr. McGill, I can handle the classroom discipline. Thank you very much. Please face forward.
I'll probably not.
Eyes to the front of the room. Thank you, sir. Back to the book. Carl's right, Candy. That dog ain't no good to himself. I wish somebody'd shoot me if I got old and crippled. Now, how is this ironic?
Because
Because it's
Candy's
gonna
old.
happen.
Because Candy's old and crippled.
And
Right.
he's saying that Candy's also useless because he can't do anything, like his dog is.
And how do you think this makes Candy feel?
Kind of
Yeah.
nervous and doesn't really want to be around.
He does not want
He's
to get shot.
gonna
He's
get
like,
shot.
wow, this guy just.
You know, just saying my dog is useless and, you know, that's how, like, Candy's old and his dog's old.
Right, okay. Mr. Wild, I'm going to ask you one more time to knock off the nonsense and allow this class to get back to work. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because it doesn't seem you understand, Mr. Wild. Ivory, knock it off.
Earthquake, knock it off.
Luke, I'm having enough problems with these three. I don't need you trying.
Yes, that was.
Okay.
Shut up, you insolent fools.
Insolent.
Okay, teachable moment. Who knows what insolent means?
Oh, insolent.
Drew does.
Yeah, you know what?
Isn't that like
Turn around and face the book.
insulin? Isn't that what like diabetics take?
That's insolent.
We're insolent.
All right, time to write it.
I don't have paper.
Yeah, I don't have
I don't have paper
I don't
I
either.
won't, I'm not doing it.
Everybody in this room is doing it.
Do something.
It is not a suggestion. It is a class assignment. It is mandatory. Get out a piece of paper right now.
Do something.
I don't have a piece of paper.
I'm poor.
Mr. McGill, I am running out of patience with you, young man. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to reach in your bag, you're going to get out a piece of paper, and you're going to do the writing assignment. Do you understand?
What if I say no?
Right.
Alright. What could you like these papers? While you're at it.
Let me borrow those things.
Can I borrow a piece of paper then?
Does it look like I work at Staples?
Ding.
No, but
Do you need a piece of paper?
I guess.
Here you are, Luke.
How much is the piece of paper?
Wow.
I could use that piece of paper and get my work done, but he just.
That's not.
Get dunked on.
It is very hard for me to be sympathetic with your situation.
How?
But dude, why'd you curl up that piece of paper? You were supposed to write on it, man. What's wrong with you?
And all it wasn't me.
Get dunked on.
What?